want to talk about receiving bad news while you're at work. Most of you may already know that before I entered paramedic school, my grandmother died. Then while I was in paramedic school, my brother was kidnapped in the Triangle of Death in Iraq in 2007 while I was in paramedic school. And this was right during the time of the midterm, and I had all excuses in the world to freaking give up and quit because of the things that were going on at home. Even during rotations, people used to like, hey man, I saw your brother on the news. I heard they got him captured because the freaking terrorists, they made a video about it showing his property and showing the gunfight. It was crazy. I couldn't even hear people speak Arabic or hear Arabic music for a time because I was so stressed out and traumatized by what happened. After graduating as a paramedic, he was still a prisoner of war who was later found in the side of a river with his DNA. That's how they found him, because it was a instance where he was killed in action. He was taken away by insurgents, and the insurgents and all these things happened, and my brother was literally killed in a foreign land by terrorists, right? And I say that to say this, my people. I received the news of his death while working on an ambulance, inter-facility transport for Transcare Ambulance in 2008, working with John, my partner. I love the guy. Still keep in touch with him every single day almost. Or every week, better said. And we received this news in Chinatown. I remember it was like if it was yesterday. Got a phone call. We're at a red light, driving a van with a big white and green ambulances, and they tell us, hey, listen, my mom called me. She was crying. I already knew what it was. My brother was found. They found his remains. He was killed in action. We thought about it, but we were optimistic, and we were hoping that one day he'll show up. But we got the bad news. Here he is. Check it out. If you want to look it up, Alex Ramon Jimenez. Staff Sergeant Alex Ramon Jimenez out of Fort Drum, New York, 10th Mountain Infantry. Anyway, the way I received the news is what I want to share with you. I pulled over on the ambulance, pissed off. At this time, I smoked cigarettes, Newports, Hunnits. Pulled over in traffic, and instead of driving the ambulance lights and sirens and rushing to my house and being in my emotions, I pulled over and started smoking, chain smoking cigarettes. Just stressed out, like, yo, I want to be on some Steven Seagal type shit and go over there and get payback. This is all I was thinking. So I just want to tell you people, while working on the ambulance, certain things are going to happen, and you have to be able to keep your composure no matter what happens. Because if you go to the judge and you tell them, hey, I'm here because I committed a crime, I'm here because something happened, although you're in your justification for doing what you did because you were practicing self-defense or you had no choice, you still committed the crime. So you have to be able to control your emotions. You have to be able to control yourself under any instances. So I say that to say this, my people. Put yourself in a situation where you're forced to control yourself. So when life hits you, because life will hit you, you're complaining about your rent due, you're complaining about all these unfair wages as essential workers. I get it, it's true. But at the same time, people are losing their arms and legs overseas. Some people are getting diagnosed with cancer and getting hit with the book, 20 years in prison. And you're complaining about freaking $12 an hour versus $17 an hour. I get it. But it sounds to me like it's just a victim mentality. People are really going through things out here. So, please, if you find yourself to be fragile, then embrace the information that you already have noticed in yourself, and then put yourself in situations where it's going to force you to be stronger. Force yourself in situations where you're forced to have optimal mental and physical health, like doing jiu-jitsu, like exercising, like doing some kind of martial arts, like meditating, like just putting yourself in a situation where you become more resilient and more stronger. Because as a profession, essential workers, we're super weak, low-level people in the majority of cases. Having a pot belly is something that's common. So if you're a pot belly EMT or paramedic who's stressed out and runs to the cigarette, similar to how I did at that point in time, then when life hits you, it's going to hit you way too hard and you're not going to be able to handle it. And if you do handle it, you're not going to handle it in the best way, similar to me, where I ran to the alcohol, I ran to the cigarettes. And I made things worse by doing that. Stay strong, my people. We got this.
Got you.